What's up, guys? I know I haven't made a video in a while, but I just want to let you guys know that I'm doing all right. I'm still here. I just honestly, I just didn't have the motivation, or I wasn't in the mood to make videos, so that's why it took almost a month. But I have a lot of topics to talk about, but honestly, it's just I don't know. I feel like nobody wants to listen, so it's kind of discouraging. But sometimes I think about, I just have to vent it. I just have to vent. And also, my channel is not getting anywhere. My channel is a dead channel. So I appreciate the subscribers and everything. I appreciate whoever subscribes to my channel, but I just want to let you know that this channel is never gonna blow up. So, but it is what it is. I'm not expecting it to blow up. It's a BP. It's a involuntary celibate channel. So, but yeah. So today I was gonna talk about just being different and how people view it and how people react to it. We all know that being different has done so many harms and has done so many devastations in our lives. Whether it was dating, family, friends, career, success, socialization, all that stuff, generally speaking, being different to people is like a threat, because people are not used to something that is different. People always people are NPCs. They all act the same, they all look the same, they all dress the same, they all talk the same, they all have the same beliefs, and they all have they all have a lot of things in common. And when you're somebody like me, who's totally different, totally different mindset, and maybe look wise too, then you're not gonna go far in life. You just gonna suffer in loneliness, isolation, getting bullied, getting judged, and getting crapped on every day by everybody. And it really sucks. But what can we do, man? I was just born different. I'm not really thinking what everybody else thinks. I'm not doing what everybody else does. I'm not really into trends. I'm not really into this whole rat race shit. I'm not into this whole competition type shit. Everybody's in competition. They all want to be better than everybody else or the next person, but I don't have that belief. Everybody thinks if you get a lot of women, then you're a man, you're a real man. But if you sleep with a lot of women, bro, that means you're just you're just a scumbag. I'm not saying it's wrong, but since people call out people who don't sleep around like that, or men who don't sleep around like that, I'm just gonna call them out too. I'm gonna call them out, these NPCs who sleep around with a bunch of people or a bunch of women. But that's what people think, man. People think that if a guy gets tons of women, then he's the one, you know. He's the one that deserves respect. He's the one who deserves, like, who's a high value man and all that stuff, which I don't believe that. And whoever doesn't get a lot of women, whoever is like a sub five, whoever is like doesn't fit into the society, you know, it's a loser. He's you know, he's disposable. He's not important, and he deserves to get crapped on and all that stuff, you know. But you know, this whole thing is stupid, man. This word is stupid, and sorry guys, I'm kind of tired. I've been working, but yeah, you know, it's just one of those things that you can never change. You know, these things are never gonna get better. This war is never gonna get better. And the funny thing is, it doesn't matter where you go. If you're a guy who doesn't look the best, if you're a guy who, you know, who doesn't deemed as desirable, who's like not popular, and who doesn't, like, you know, doesn't have a lot of followers and all that, then, you know, nobody's gonna respect you. Nobody's gonna take you serious. Nobody's gonna be on your side. Nobody's gonna be by your side. You know, women think you're a creep. Women think you're a weirdo, or you're an outcast for being different. You know, and a lot of these people who are like different, they actually tried their best to have socialization. You know, they did their best to socialize with people, and be more comfortable in their own skin, and they try to make friends, they try to get a girlfriend, they try to fit into the society that, you know, feeds you a bunch of crap. They try all that, and it didn't get them anywhere, or it didn't get them far. And that's because, like, people can sense, like, when you're different. You know, people can tell when you're just there's something wrong. You know, people can sense, like, you know, something is not all right. You know, something is not, like, something is up. You know, and once they sense that, you know, you're gonna get written off, and you're gonna be stereotyped out, and you're gonna get tossed to the side. You know, because like I said, people don't want nothing different. You know, people want everybody to think like them, you know, do the same thing like them. It's been so many instances that, you know, everybody was telling me that, hey, why did you dress like that? Hey, why are you walking like that? Why are you talking like that? Why you do that? Why did you do that? Why did you say that? Why you have that mindset? Why you think like that? You know, it's just like, it's crap, man. Like, you can't have your own opinion about things. You cannot have your, you know, your thoughts, or you cannot have your mindset on certain things or everything, you know. And it's just I don't know. It's just weird, man. And we all know, like, people like me get attacked a lot, you know, especially like on internet, even in real life too. Well, we always get attacked by normies, and by NPCs, by brain dead zombies, by a bunch of, like, delusional people, by even people in our you know, community, which is sad, you know, because you think, like, okay, you know, maybe we are like-minded, but it's not like that, man. You get attacked for that, you know. You get attacked for just being different, you know, because other people who are different, they don't like you. And you gotta deal with that. You already know your reality. You already know your reality. Like, nobody wants to be around you. Everybody thinks something of you. Everybody's like, everybody's judging you. Everybody's just, you know, can't wait to get rid of you just because you're different, man. And it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to be like a scumbag. You don't have to be a bad person to get treated like dirt. All you have to do is just have a different mindset. Have like, view the world differently than everybody else, and that's it. People are gonna put a period on your destiny, bro. And that's sad, man. Cause like, ever since I was a kid, I was thinking totally different, bro. I was looking at these guys, that, getting tons of women, getting like tons of attention from other females. Yeah, I was getting jealous, but at the same time, I was like, man, like, this guy's a piece of shit, man. This guy's a piece of shit. But to everybody else's eyes, he was like a king, He was the man. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's sad, bro, because like, I had some people telling me that because there was one guy, he was getting a lot of girls, and I had one of my classmates, he was saying like, look at that guy, bro. I wish I was him. Don't you wish you were him? Look at that, bro. He's just swimming in pussy, and I was like, yeah, but he's a piece of shit. And the guy was like, what? Who cares, bro? He gets a lot of girls, man. Why are you thinking like that? And stuff like that, man. It's just, being different is like putting a target on your back or on your head, and people usually attack, people usually like betray, people usually do a U-turn, isolate, and treat people like dirt, who are different. And you gotta be careful out here, man. You gotta be careful. Like, my suggestion is that, although I'd made this mistake, but to the young people or whoever is like, try to get some advice. Never open up to people, man. Never open up to people about your life. Let them guess your life, bro. Because I've been open up about myself, and all I did was turn everybody against me, Because now they have enough information about me to shit on me, Now they have enough information about me to go around and stab me in the back, bro. And that's not good, man. That's not good. Being low-key is the best thing ever. Because if you're low-key, nobody knows nothing about you. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows what you've been through. And when you're like a undesirable guy, I know it's sad. I know it's kind of like, it's difficult to, not talk about like certain things, not to open up, because you always want somebody to talk to. But in this world that we're living, you cannot really do that. Doing that is the quickest way to, like, to be suffocated, And I'm not lying, man. I'm not lying. Like, I've been through some real shit, for being different, for opening up. Like, especially about your problems, man. Don't ever open up about your problems. Whatever you have, just keep it to yourself, man. It's not worth it. It's just like, we're not living in a kind world. We're not living in a world that have sympathy towards you, or towards people like us. We just like, We live in a cutthroat doggy dog society, bro. And we're just like we're like this war wants to get rid of us, but you want us to suffer and then, go away. But being different, I know like it's genetics. I know it's like you know I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being different, man, cuz like you're the man on your own, you're the man on your thoughts and all that stuff. But you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, it can does a lot of harm to you when you like go into society, because people are so quick to get you. People are like being different is like being a prey. Being a baby buck in front of like hundreds of lions. That's what being different is, bro. And if you're different, my suggestion is to like just stay away from people as much as you can. I know we can't 100% not deal with people, because we gotta eat, we gotta go out, we gotta go to shopping, we gotta go to work, we gotta go to gas station, we gotta go to bank. You know, you gotta do all that, and I know all those things require like socialization, because maybe you need something and you don't know where it is, because you gotta ask people. But at the same time, try to minimize it. Try to have as least conversation with people as possible, because when people are so quick to sense that you're different, man, and once they sense that, it's over, it's done. They're gonna treat you like dirt. They're gonna treat you like a dog shit on the street, bro. And it's sad, bro. That's why people like me in their 30s, they have no girlfriend, they have no friends, they have nobody to care about them. They have all they have is just haters. That's all they have, bro. That's what I have. All I have is haters that are like just waiting for the right moment to get me. But that's what being different and also being a good person gets you, bro. In this world, it's gonna get you crushed on. And a lot of times, nobody cares. Nobody cares about you. Like, nobody cares about your opinion. Everybody's like, whatever you say, whatever you open your mouth to people is like cringy to them. The way you walk is cringy. The way you talk is cringy. The way you think is weird to people. Like, I'm like, everybody is entitled to their opinion. Why you want everybody to be the same, bro? If everybody would be the same, then there wouldn't be no humans. There would be the robots, because robots, you can program them, But I guess like there's like a thing, like people are programmed. Everybody programmed to act and talk the same, And the rest of the people who don't want to follow the crowd, or they were just like genuinely born different, they have to suffer, and they have to like go through a bunch of crap in life, go through adversities after adversities with people. Everything is becoming more difficult for them. Like, they have to work like 10 times harder on the same task that a normie does, And you're gonna be more prone to be alone. And isolation is not good, because like you need social skills, man. If you want to survive in this world, you need social skills, man. Like, for instance, my social skills are like beyond terrible. Like, it's so horrible that I can't even speak, bro. Like I'm talking worse than the I don't want to say her name, but I'm like the previous vice president. You know, I'm talking worse than her. Like, it's just like I'm. And the thing is, like, a lot of times when you're different, maybe you have some type of like mental disorder, like me. Maybe I'm on the I'm kind of on the spectrum. I'm kind of like Aspie, so that makes me different too. So I can, it's in general, like, life is gonna be more difficult for you if you're somebody like that, and nothing is gonna be easy for you. Everything you do is gonna be a pain in the ass. Everything you do, you have to work harder than everybody else. Like, whatever you do, even the simplest tasks, you have to go through bullshit, and it's just like, it's brutal, man. But I'm gonna get out of here. But you guys, let me know what you guys think about this video, and if you like the video, like, comment, share, subscribe. Help me at least get me like one subscriber a week. Let's do that, bro, because my subscribers are not growing, and kind of like, and this is why I don't want to make videos. I had like some people telling me like, bro, are you done making videos? Are you okay? Are you alive? I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm okay. I'm alive. But it's just like, what's the point? Like, nobody's watching my videos. My previous video got like 100 views. Like, come on, bro. Like, that means like nobody wants to listen. That means like, people are like listening to their favorite BP channel or something. Maybe I'm nobody's favorite BP channel. So, but it's okay, man. It's all good. I'm just another one, bro. I'm just another one, just expressing myself, venting, and try to see if who's gonna relate. Maybe there's somebody who's relating. Maybe they're gonna feel better. They're gonna be like, okay, there's somebody in the world, at least like thinks the same as me, and maybe they feel better about themselves. But either way, man, I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one, and I'll see you guys